Katri Hapasari is at a metro station and she seems to be in a good mood. She starts to walk to the road when a random stranger interrupts her, asking to borrow a cigarette. She annoyingly responds by telling him to get a job but suddenly stops, offering him her gym card, some discount coupons, and a bonus card because she doesn't need those anymore. Meanwhile, Taro is counting his money when he suddenly receives a private call. He hides the money and answers the call, noting down some coordinates on the caller's instructions. Katri talks to her boyfriend Miko on the phone, making plans for a movie tonight. She also mentions an apartment that she plans to sell soon. Taro notices that his wife is drunk and not going to work, so he forcefully pushes her to go to her job. Anna watches all this from a window. She plays with her toys and draws on a piece of paper, unaware that it's crucial to Taro because he wrote the coordinates on its backside. Katri shows an apartment to a family who is her client. She guides them about the apartment and informs them that this building is being well taken care of. Taro enters the room and starts shouting at Anna, snatching the drawing from her. She argues, but he forbids her from touching that paper again, as it is important to him. He sits down at the table and starts counting money again. Katri and Miko are passionately kissing each other when he stops and informs her that he has to go to Tallinn. She offers to clean his apartment in his absence, but he makes excuses and hands her some money to hang out with her friends and buy some Bollinger for him. He comments that she should pamper herself more. Katri goes for an outing with her friends Susanna and Ansku. They interrogate her about when Miko intends to propose to her. During the joyous gathering, Katri drops a bombshell that she and Miko are going to France, and this news makes her friends more curious. She confidently declares that they plan to stay in France for the rest of their lives, embracing the freedom and accountability they have as adults. Her friends congratulate her, and they raise the toast. Suddenly, Katri's mother calls, prompting her to step away and engage in a conversation. Taro is counting his money when Anna enters the apartment with groceries. She sits down and starts taking out the stuff she bought. He abruptly asks her for his yogurt, and she quietly complies. He starts drinking it, but then he realizes that something is off with it. So, he checks the pouch and notices that it's the regular one, but he is lactose intolerant. He starts at Anna and accuses her of doing this on purpose. He rushes towards the bathroom, but as soon as he gets in, she locks him so that he can't get out and accepts the fact that she did it on purpose. She picks up her drawing, which had the important coordinates drawn by Taro at the backside, grabs the money on the table, and leaves the apartment. Katri discusses work with her mom, and they're trying to track down some important house papers. Katri remembers that she left the papers at Miko's house, so she immediately leaves the gathering and goes to his place to retrieve them. After banging on the bathroom door for a while, Taro tries to unlock it and succeeds. The bell rings and he opens the door to find his wife drunk, lying outside the apartment. He manages to get her inside and then goes out looking for Anna. Katri finally arrives at Miko's apartment when she hears Taro shouting and rushing out of the building. She heads upstairs and finds Anna sitting there while the door to Miko's apartment is open. Worried that someone may have broken in, she calls the police and asks Anna if she saw someone lurking around. As Katri converses with Anna, she witnesses a surprising sight. Miko and a girl emerge from his apartment and step into the elevator, after which they start to make out intensely. Katri is left in a state of utter shock. She sneaks into Miko's apartment and discovers baby items and pregnancy-related things belonging to the girl Miko was kissing. Then, she encounters Anna sitting in the apartment, and they have a quick conversation. She becomes extremely angry and starts tearing apart Miko's belongings. This is followed by her discovering a bag full of money and some important documents. Anna offers her a glass of water, while Katri is filled with determination to go to France with the money she stole from Miko. She assures Anna that she can take her home and learns that she lives right next door. Katri gets a heartfelt message from Miko, who soon notices her car outside his apartment. He heads to his apartment in suspicion and comes across the destruction Katri caused all over his place, while she satisfyingly watches the scene from afar. Katri manages to escape from Miko's apartment by sprinting towards her car. As she runs, Miko spots her and chases her. Meanwhile, Anna also starts following Katri. Taro catches sight of the scene and starts rushing towards them. Katri quickly jumps into her car with Anna. She hurriedly starts her car and speeds away, leaving Miko and Taro behind, unable to catch them. Katri is still adamant about fleeing the scene, so she desperately tries to book herself a flight to Barcelona while still driving. She is startled to be presented with the fact that Anna has also been in her car all along. After a brief moment of shock, Katri pulls over and takes a moment to catch her breath, lighting a cigarette. She asks Anna for her name and offers her money for a taxi or a ride to her grandma's place. When Katri checks her phone, she discovers a message from Miko, who is waiting for her at the airport. Shocked by the unexpected turn of events, Katri is unsure of what to do next. She redirects her attention toward Anna and brings her to safety, asking if she can drive her to her grandma's house. Anna agrees, revealing that she lives in Vuokati, which is a 600-kilometer drive away. Even though it will be a long drive, Katri says yes to dropping her there. After being discharged from the hospital, Taro takes control of the situation at hand. He decides to find Katri, which causes him to approach Miko and ask about her whereabouts. Miko quickly contacts a friend of Katri's to get some information. The friend reveals that Katri is heading to Vuokati, the grandmother's place, which causes Taro and Miko to get into a car to pursue them. Meanwhile, Katri and Anna stop at a gas station to grab some food. Aware of the long journey ahead, Katri urges Anna to be quick. However, Anna gets distracted while trying on clothes and sampling food from the shelves. Suddenly, she gets caught by the security at the gas station, so their stopover there is short-lived because they don't want to end up in any more trouble. After a long day on the road, Anna and Katri decide to stop at a hotel for some much-needed rest. Anna is in the bathroom brushing her teeth while Katri goes through the money and files. After talking for a while, Anna seeks Katri's assistance to fall asleep. As they both drift off into sleep together, preparing for the long journey ahead, Taro has a heated conversation with someone over the phone. Miko and his other girlfriend, Asuntoa, are at the hospital. She takes the newborn baby in her hand while Miko is really tense and continuously busy on his phone. She asks Miko to stop texting and calls him a fool for missing out on this moment. She adds that if the grandmother got to know that the receipts are no more with them, she would be really angry, so he needs to get them back as soon as possible. He assures her that he will get the money back, and then goes outside to fetch milk for the baby. Taro furiously arrives at the hospital and takes Miko aside to declare that they are going to Vuokati to find Anna and Katri. Katri stops the car for a while to have a cigarette, while Anna takes a bathroom break. After that, they continue with their journey, when suddenly Anna realizes that she left her toy bunny in the fields. On the other hand, Taro and Miko are in hot pursuit of Anna and Katri. Miko guesses that Taro must be upset because of his daughter being missing, which makes Taro hesitate, after which he nods to avoid suspicion. Katri takes Anna back to the field to look for her bunny, and while she is doing so, Katri takes out her SIM card to avoid being traced or contacted by Miko. Anna can't find her bunny in the field, so Katri takes her to several places where she could have left her bunny. She even offers to buy a new one, but Anna does not agree. Katri angrily leaves the place to smoke another cigarette as Anna is being annoying and unreasonable by not listening. But this doesn't last long as she softens later, getting some essential stuff and presents for Anna from the gas station. She finds Anna sitting in a park and hands over the gifts to cheer her up. Anna smiles happily and then goes to the store to buy a new bunny for herself. Taro and Miko are having a conversation about how Katri stole all the money from Miko. Suddenly, Taro completely loses his temper and starts ranting about Anna. They reach Vuokati after a while and knock on the door of Hotelin, Anna's grandma. She comes out with a rifle in her hand and Taro introduces Miko as a business partner. He inquires Hotelin about Anna, but she replies terribly and kicks them out of her property. Katri and Anna stop at a nearby antique shop as they need help with their car. Katri asks the guy to help them, promising that she will pay him, but he replies rudely. Then, she goes on to plead that she wants to drop Anna at her grandma's house and needs help. So, the man, Johannes, agrees and goes to help them. He takes one look at the car and states that it would take a week to fix the car. He still wants to be of use to them, so he arranges a taxi for them. Anna and Katri are waiting for the taxi when Taro and Miko stop by. Katri hides herself and Anna in the store, with Johannes' store, right before Taro enters. He asks Johannes about the car parked outside, as he recognizes that it is Katri's. Johannes tries to make an excuse and lies, saying that it's his car. Taro aggressively conveys that he does not have to do anything with him or the store, he just wants to see Katri. But Johannes continues to defend Katri and Anna, justifying that no one is there. Miko also enters the store and informs Johannes that the car parked outside is his, threatening to call the police so that they'll handle this situation themselves. Taro interrupts Miko to describe the whole scenario to Johannes that Katri has his daughter, who he's been trying to find for so long. Johannes is about to give in to their manipulation when his friend Komalainen enters the store, ranting about his busy schedule. Johannes offers him some coffee and indulges in a conversation with him. Taro and Miko notice that he's busy and say that they will come back later. Once they're out of sight, Johannes gives Katri the green light to step out of hiding and asks her who those guys are. She tries to avoid the question and curses them before expressing her gratitude towards Johannes and leaving. Komulainen drops Anna and Katri at Kinnunen's cottage where they soon get settled in. Anna finds herself a bed and tries to rest. Meanwhile, Mikko and Tero have dinner together in the car, where both of them open up about their personal life a bit. Tero confides in Mikko about having a chronic illness, and their conversation continues. Meanwhile, Johannes tries to fix Katri's car which she left earlier. After dinner, Mikko and Tero leave the car to find a hotel where they can shower. Tero does not give him a response, and continues to sneak on Johannes, but their car alarm goes off out of nowhere, so they leave the place. Later the both of them fight about how irresponsibly Tero acted earlier. Katri and Anna sit outside the cottage with a blanket covering them, during which they have an emotional conversation. After a while, Anna falls asleep with her head resting on Katri's shoulder. Sometime later, Katri has an emotional breakdown, and cries for a long time now that she is finally starting to process her situation. The next day, Johannes is busy on the phone, while Katri sits outside the cottage near the lake. Suddenly Anna runs and jumps into the lake. She remarks that the lake water is warm, and invites Katri to join her as well. Katri scolds her and demands that she come out of the water, after which she dries Anna with a towel, and they joke around. Tero helps himself to a cigarette, while Mikko remains inside the car, promising and assuring Asuntoa that everything will be all right. He checks in on their baby to change the subject and let the conversation cool down. Katri brushes Anna's hair when suddenly Johannes arrives. He startles her and inquires about the messed up state of the cottage. She tries to come up with an excuse and informs him that she can't even drop Anna at her grandma's place now because Mikko and Tero know about it. Johannes replies that he won't tell anyone about them if they let him stay at the cottage to ensure that they don't burn the whole place down. Once Katri agrees, Johannes puts down his stuff in the cottage and settles in. Katri sits outside the cottage, busy reading her diary. Johannes and Anna interrupt her by inviting her to go boating with them. She nods and insinuates that she will join them in a bit, after which she calls her mother. She wishes her mother a happy birthday, followed by the news that she won't call her again. Then, she joins Anna and Johannes, but she doesn't know how to row, so she requests Johannes's help. He grabs her hand and starts to show her how to row. This moment creates a spark of attraction for both of them. Hotellin calls Tero and makes it very clear that once she finds Anna, she will keep her. Oblivious to the troubles surrounding them, Katri and Johannes play and enjoy the lake with Anna. Johannes compliments Katri by mentioning that she is a good person, and it's nice to watch her and Anna together. After that, Anna and Katri head to the sauna so that they can relax and dry Anna's bunny. There, Anna questions Katri about her children and learns that Katri has no kids, which causes her to volunteer herself to be her child. Johannes is sitting near the lake when he receives a call from Tero. He interrogates him about the caller's identity, but Tero in turn questions him about Anna and Katri. Johannes's response is protective and angry, which causes Tero to clarify that he only wants Anna and Katri without any trouble. Johannes warns Tero to not come close to them, and angrily cuts the call. Katri gets ready, which makes Anna suspicious about where she is heading to. Katri points out to Anna that she has nowhere to go, after which Anna offers her soda, but she chooses to stick with her wine. Katri asks Anna about her sudden loss of interest in the soda, and recommends substituting it with yogurt instead. This makes Anna get annoyed, and she starts shouting that she is not her mom, and curses her. Johannes is passing by the cottage when he overhears Anna's screams. He goes inside to check what is going on, and encounters Anna having a panic attack, as she hits and smacks Katri. In response, Katri tries to calm her down by giving her a hug so that she can relax. After a while, Anna falls asleep in Katri's arms, and she goes on about how her mom behaved with her and how bad she made her feel. She continues about how her mother didn't make her feel loved and what she went through as a child. She puts Anna in bed so she can sleep peacefully, and heads outside to come across Johannes sitting there. He is curious to know what has been happening inside, but she ignores his question. Instead, she wishes to go swimming and also wants Johannes to join her. He sits by the lake when Katri comes out of the lake all naked. She moves towards him, unbuttons his shirt, and takes it off, after which they both start kissing each other passionately. Mikko searches around for Johannes in the fields when Tero gets there in his car. Mikko criticizes him for being so late and reports to him that he found nothing and no one in the fields. Tero has had enough of being the upstanding citizen he's pretending to be in Mikko's company and decides that he will break into the place. So, he grabs a tool and gets at it. Once he is through, he opens Katri's car and discovers Anna's bunny lying inside it. Filled with rage, he throws the bunny outside and then pours petrol all over the place. Despite Mikko's attempts to stop him, Tero lights a piece of his shirt on fire and sets the whole place ablaze. Afterward, they both get in the car and flee the scene. Johannes and Katri have fun with each other in bed until they're interrupted by the unexpected call that Johannes gets. Now, he stands outside the place that Tero burned down yesterday. His expression shows that he is filled with frustration as he registers his burnt place one last time with disappointment. Katri wakes up and notices Anna making some coffee and breakfast for them. She passes a smile to Anna and calls her close to cuddle her, as this is the first morning she has woken up feeling like her soul is at ease. Johannes meets Katri outside the cottage and catches her up on the arson that occurred on his property last night. He discloses that the police ruled it out as an accident, expressing that he feels sorry for Katri's loss because her car burned down. She replies that it was worth yesterday's night and makes it known to him that she does not regret anything that happened. Then, Anna proposes the idea of them going grocery shopping together. On their grocery run as a joyful group, Anna enjoys her ice cream while Katri and Johannes look for clothes. Anna spills some ice cream on her dress, so she and Johannes go to the car to clean it up. Katri continues to look around the place when she suddenly hears a familiar shouting voice. She tries to get to the source of it and realizes that Tero is behind the noise. He also catches her looking from a distance, so she immediately sprints to look for Johannes, who can protect her. Tero runs after her, but gets caught up in the large crowd, around which he cannot find his way. Katri takes advantage of this and quickly finds the car in which she escapes with Johannes and Anna. Tero tries to hijack a car to go after them, but soon finds himself surrounded by many bodyguards. Meanwhile, Mikko stays hidden in a car until Asuntoa gets there. She demands to know the whereabouts of Anna, Katri, and the bag of money, but Mikko has no solid information to give her. He wonders where their baby is at the moment now that Asuntoa is traveling and finds out that she left their baby at their grandma's house. Katri gives an excuse to Anna that they are going swimming right now and will continue shopping later. Tero proposes a deal to settle the matter at a bar, offering to buy drinks for Asuntoa and her bodyguards. They escort him to a car to drive to the bar, while Katri and Johannes find themselves near a lake, where he attempts to touch her. She comes clean about the fact that she isn't Anna's real mother, which is shocking to Johannes. They engage in a tense conversation, and Katri explains that Tero is Anna's father, while Mikko is her ex-boyfriend. This revelation leads to a heated argument, with Johannes pushing Katri away. As the argument escalates, Katri admits to taking money from Mikko. Johannes, feeling deceived, calls her out for her lies. Katri threatens to involve the police, but Johannes dismisses her, calling himself foolish for trusting her. She offers to pay him for the cottage, but he walks away, tossing a can to the ground while Anna stands in a corner watching their fight. Tero, Mikko, and Asuntoa are at the bar where Tero brings them all drinks. He spots Komulainen at the bar and remembers him from that day at the store. He approaches Komulainen, reminding him of their encounter at Johannes's shop. He builds a story about taking items from the shop and wanting to repay Johannes. He fibs that he's unable to do so because the shop mysteriously burned down. He seeks information about Johannes's whereabouts to settle his debt, and Komulainen discloses that Johannes is staying at a cottage on the Sarkaniemi Cape. Hotelin, who overhears the conversation, reacts swiftly upon hearing about the cottage and abruptly departs. Katri calls the police and informs them that Anna is with her. The police respond that they did not receive any missing complaints and dismiss her, which causes her to hang up on them in frustration. She assures Anna that soon she will meet her grandma, but Anna insists on staying with Katri, which drives them to hug each other affectionately. Two cars face each other, and Johannes steps out of one while Asuntoa's bodyguards emerge from the other. They forcefully drag Johannes into the forest, relentlessly beating him as he curses them. Meanwhile, Katri gathers her belongings and files and sits outside to enjoy the view and relax. Suddenly she hears Tero's voice and sees him moving toward her. Panicked, she calls out to Anna, throwing the files into the nearby bushes, and starts running. Tero chases after them, but Katri and Anna manage to escape on a boat. During this, Mikko searches for the files inside the cottage, and Tero gets on another boat to continue his chase. With Asuntoa's help, Mikko discovers the files in the bushes, which brings him some relief. However, Tero still seeks the drawing with the coordinates, and when Katri figures out what he's after, she throws it into the water. This instigates Tero even more, and he jumps in searching for the coordinates and retrieves them. A sudden gunshot rings out from behind. Hotelin appears, demanding everyone to back off. She orders Katri and Anna to bring the boat ashore, leaving everyone shocked. Komulainen finds Johannes beaten up in the forest and takes him home. Katri mournfully bids Anna farewell as they part, and she goes away with her grandmother. Sometime later, Katri travels to Helsinki in search of Anna's mother to get some closure. Things fall into a good pattern eventually, as Anna collects wood to build a treehouse with Hotelin, Katri, and Johannes, all of them living together as a happy family.